right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It was starting off pretty exciting because it's supposed to be a big week. We got earnings, Powell, a bunch of other stuff, and silver gapped up a little bit. People were a little worried about UNG and the weather, and then silver ended up having its best day in history right now. So that's going nuts. Literally, that's really what everybody is focusing on. Other than that, a lot of attention is going to go to the earnings, but this has already been a pretty crazy start. So yeah, we're getting ready for Philo now, and then, really it's going to be about a couple earnings in the morning, and then all the earnings the rest of this week. You got the Fed on Wednesday. But now, this gold and silver stuff, very important. We've talked about it a lot from last year. It's literally 100 was the big deal yesterday. It's trading like 117, 118. So we've gone over a couple of things with it, and now we will keep going from there. And Chad, get ready for it, man. Get ready. DHS reviewing the body cam thing from the Minnesota thing. All right, well, let me send this out. We just made that play hit, too. I'm already made my play free there. I took a shitty one, but it worked. Yeah, let's begin Philo here. How do you get ghetto spreaded? I don't know how to express the multiple of it. The plural of ghetto spreaded. What's the plural of ghetto spread? Anyways, my bad. But yeah, Philo will begin here in a second. Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a call, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared. Big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah. It's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours. It's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god, then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing they want death to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say a prayer. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear, oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen. Oh, Chadadonia. What's more exciting than Silver's best day? Philo. So Chad, how you living, man? Are you living good? You have a good weekend? I had a good weekend. I feel better. I still a little like sniffly. I can't. The mucus don't go away, but I think I got. It's like 50-50. I get both the nostrils back every now and then. But Chad, I got a good one. I got an interesting one actually. I'll tell you what I read. I had like a Philo weekend, but like it was weird the content that I consumed. I read a book. I read a bunch of books actually, but it was funny because like they were C.S. Lewis books, so they were but they were fiction. So it was different. It was really different, but I actually found it very entertaining. But yeah, I wanted to share some of this stuff with you. But before I get into that, I got a good one for you. I got a couple of little intros. I got a couple little one-liners for you. And I'll start with the first one. You want to know what the first one is, man? Keep moving. Chattadonia. Keep moving. I beg you. Don't remain stagnant. Do you understand? Do you understand how important movement is? Do you? No, for real. Do you understand how important movement is for your life, for your body? One of the Philos people really liked is the catfish. Do you guys remember the catfish? So when they is it trout? It's trout or tuna or something. There's a fish that when they transport fish across the nation, and they put fish in a train and cargo, they don't just keep the fish by itself. What they do is they put a catfish in it with the other fish. Cod. Is it cod? I think it is cod. So when they transport the cod, they put a catfish in the tank. The problem is the catfish is a predator to cod, and it tries to eat it. Isn't that weird? They put the catfish with the cod. You know why? That's how you keep it fresh, Habibi. So literally, the catfish chases it the whole time. It'll travel by train in a tank all across the country, and the whole time it's moving. It's not able to rest. It's able to stay fresh, pumps its blood, all that good stuff. Because it's being chased. So I don't know, man. If you think something's chasing you, praise God. That might just be keeping you alive. Might be keeping you fresh. If you didn't have the catfish in the tank, you would just die of stagnation. Yeah, bro. But now here's another one for you. That's why this is what reminded me of it. I think this one's going to blow some of your minds. Very simple. A lot of things in life hate a moving target. Let me put it this way. Depression, especially, hates a moving target. Oh, y'all don't feel me. Anxiety, brother, hates a moving target. Do you understand? Greed hates a moving target. You could go down the list of ailments and emotions. They all hate a moving target. So I don't know. For some of you, that might change your life right now. So what do you think's going to happen if you just sit there? What do you think is going to happen if you just go wallow in it, soak in it? You're not moving. You're an easy target when you're not moving, dog. You don't realize it? If you don't move, you're an easy target. You keep moving. I know you may not feel the best. Keep moving. You may not understand it. Keep moving. As long as you keep moving, my brother, you become a harder target to hit. Do not fall for the traps. Oh, I hope you feel me. I hope you feel me, dog. So that's the first one. The next one is thirst. Dude, this one was a trip. Because I kept, again, being sick, all this. I was like, I kept getting thirsty. And then finally, I wasn't thirsty. But yeah, everybody keep talking about being hungry. And I've heard people talk about being hungry. But nah, bro. Thirst. What do you thirst for? Bible talks about the thirst. It's very important. It's funny. People will call you thirsty depending on how you behave. And they'll try to say it negatively. But Chad, that right there is going to determine a lot of your mind. Do you realize how you fill up your mind is not dependent upon food? It's dependent upon thirst. You never ever been thirsty? You know what it feels like? You will wake up from thirst if you're really thirsty. Oh, y'all don't feel me. You could go to bed hungry. I think you've been more likely to wake up from thirst than hunger. The thirst is what will fill you up. The thirst is what will drive you to get filled up. Like I'm saying, these two things right here, bro. Again, it's still the beginning of the year. Please don't squander the opportunity. You should keep moving. And what's going to get you to move? What are you really thirsty for? What are you parched for? Because if you thirsty, you're going to fill it up. Sadly, bro, and it kind of relates to what I read. Just like thirst, and if you lack the thirst, you're not going to want to fill up your mind. It's very, very simple. Hunger is one thing, but if you are lacking the thirst and the desire, your mind won't get filled. But a thirsty man will fill his mind. That's facts. So, I guess on the theme of water, and this one, I like this one a lot. This one gets kind of deep, man. I think Friday's Philo is pretty deep, and we were talking about it. I think a lot of you were surprised by the book. You never heard that book. Even then, just the whole process, man. Quiet your mind. I hope you have a thirst for the Lord, a thirst for the good things. But even then, though, it's that beautiful balance where you could have the thirst, the desire, the keep moving. But, again, think about it. If you let that thirst go, if you don't quench it the right way, sometimes you'll get pushed into another realm. And we talked about it. I mean, if you didn't check out Friday's Philo, you should listen to it. I think it's a very good one. And I hope you did. I hope you took the lesson over Friday, the simple one. I hope you did whatever you needed to do. One of the easiest but hardest ones. But be content. And I hope you fill your thirst from the right source, not the world. But can I give you something easy and encouraging? Some of you may not believe this, which is kind of crazy. But I believe every single person in here has a destiny. I actually think it's very binary. I think it's one or the other. I think you are either called or you are not. I know, sounds kind of harsh. But no, I believe it's true. I think you are either called or you are not. Doesn't mean you don't have a destiny. That destiny depends on how you answer the call. But I don't think there's anything in terms of barriers. I don't think it matters where you're from. I don't think it matters where you grew up. I don't think it matters your background, your ethnicity, your race, anything, actually. Isn't that kind of crazy? Because there's something about the Bible that the Lord says a lot. Jesus especially. Have you ever hear him say he calls all nations? You know he called on everybody, right? All nations. It didn't matter where you were from, anything. All nations have been called. So actually, you could take this parable so deep. I'm not going to go too deep. Because I remember I shared it with you guys a little bit last year. Cast your net to the right side. You know, Jesus was fishing with the disciples. That means it's a deep meaning. The fish, you could look at the allegory of the fish and what it really means, and you could get really deep. I even asked you guys at one point, did you know they count the fish? Did you know in the Bible? It's a very weird detail. Jesus tells the disciples, throw the net over to the right side, catch the fish. And then after they catch the fish, do you know that they count them? Does anybody know the number of fish that was caught? It's a very small detail in the Bible, but it's very kind of random. Yeah, we talked about it. 153, exactly. See, and that's what I say. I could get crazy with it. You could get deep. You could start connecting the numbers. The 1 + 5 + 3. You could go see what the number 9 means, and you could go back and play all these other games, right? But no, I'm not going to do that. This is a crazy one that I learned, and it's both simple and beautiful. Now, you could debate about it if you'd like. I'm sure some of you might have that in your heart. But at that time, a lot of people agreed on it, that back in the day, 153, that was the amount of species of fish that existed during that time. Are you getting it? So back in the day during Jesus' time, there was about 153 species of fish in the ocean. Are you getting it? So they caught 153 fish. What does that imply? Every nation is called. One of every kind. Do you get it? You don't realize how people don't like this. That means everybody is chosen. That it does not matter what you think is stopping you or not, brother. It doesn't matter. You're either called or not. It don't matter where you come from. It don't matter what you were born into. The Lord Jesus Christ said, all nations. Cast your net to the right side. One of every fish, bro. One of every fish. Every single type. That's what matters. That's the sad reality. So this is what I was saying is very binary. And that's what I was saying, whether it's your mind, how you get your thirst or not, everything, bro, how you move. Maybe the lack of movement is you have two choices. You understand? If everybody is called, it's kind of crazy, man. I view things very, very different. I think there's only two sides now. I feel like I've turned into my mom. There is only the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of Satan. That's it. That's all it is. Everybody is called. You are either going to call and answer to the kingdom of heaven, or you are going to call and answer to the kingdom of darkness. Welcome to the AI mind, brother. Welcome to real intelligence. I still believe your mind is hardware. I believe it's way more powerful than you think. They were talking about your mind a long, long time ago in books y'all didn't even know existed, even if it got translated from the Bible. Even if the guy who translated the Bible wrote it. That's all it is. That's what's called. One of every nation. You are all called. Every single one of you. I love free will. Do whatever you want. You are either going to answer to the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of darkness. You are either going to build in the light, or you will fall for the artificialness and build for the kingdom of darkness. That's it. Does not matter what race you are. Does not matter where you're from, how old you are. None of that. Do you guys understand? That's very powerful.
Doesn't matter what you were born into, what you didn't get born into, how you were raised, how they treated you. Because whenever you come in contact with this, it's very simple. You're either called and answer the calling of kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of darkness, the kingdom of Satan. So yeah, I feel like the NATO, you might not like this. You might not like talking about it. Oh, but it's so inspiring. You know that? I got really inspired by this in the fish, the one of every fish in the movement. And I don't know, man, it brings a certain level of peace. So I said, man, I asked God for a quiet mind. I look forward to accomplishing whatever I accomplish with. I only want to accomplish what he wants to give me. My mind will not be unsettled by whatever the world says. All I have to do is obey him. That's it. I want to learn more, but I only want to learn as much as he gives me. Do you understand? I don't want the temptation to move more. Oh, do this. You got to do this. And then you got to learn this. If you learn this, you will achieve this. No. Oh, the contentness, dog. Because again, I think everyone's called. And if you have your calling and you listen and you understand and you obey it, my guy, you're building for the kingdom, and that's all there is. And that's the thing, though. That's the thing about being called by the kingdom. Please don't mistake this. It's a very intelligent kingdom. I hope y'all realize that. And that's the part I feel like people don't give enough credit to. Do you know that? Do you know how many? This is the part that keeps blowing my mind. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I am going backwards, not forwards. I know we live in a technological, we have all of this, but the more and more we breach into the tech going forward, it makes me ask questions about the tech and everything we had going backwards. Because do you realize how many people have created and invented things of this world and have been such an integral part of the pathway and the seed and tree and leaf that has led us up to here? Do you realize how they viewed God? Why do you think I keep finding these books and going backwards? Do you understand the intelligence that already existed on this earth? And guess what? I know the devil gets very tempting. And I think there's dark sides of intelligence that are very tempting to advance yourself, greed, you name it. But do you know how many people answered the call of God and have put God as their number one thing? Well, they just cut out the locked in again. You guys will be back. Hi. But nah, do you realize how many people, you ask them why they did what they did, why they worked. There's people in NASA, you could go down through the list. There's the great inventors. Again, some were evil, some weren't. And that's what we've seen. But you go back and back and back, you will realize there's either two sides. There was the people that gave in to the world, the kingdom of darkness, and then there was the other people that have shaped this world, this nation, and anything. But they were literally the most God-fearing people. If you asked them what it was, they said it was God. It wasn't how they grew up. It wasn't this. People now, they'll write stories about people and try to say, oh, it was because they had this, they had that, they had this. It was because they went through this. No. Because if you asked them back then, they were the most God-fearing people. I forgot the name. One of the guys, he used to put it above his workshop. It said God's little workshop. There are so many. I encourage you to go back and look. That's the crazy part about it. You are going to have to decide. And I'm at the same time, be at peace and don't let your mind be unsettled. Because that's what I'm saying, bro. You may hear this, you're like, I got to do more. I got to do more. That's the devil, dog. All you got to do is obey. All you got to do, you put God first. The foundation of wisdom is the fear of Lord. You put that first, everything falls into place. You don't need anything. It's not give your money, you get more. Nope. You tithe your mind, bro. That's what you do. Then see what happens. What comes first? And if you're willing to answer the call, if you're willing to answer the wait, you're willing to quiet your mind, like, what are you going to do? You could either speed up and not obey, or you obey and follow the path of intelligence? It's up to you, man. So that's the little part. I love that, though. I don't know. That one got me excited. Well, there they go. They cut you guys off there. Were you talking too much intelligence, too much Jesus? They got you. Jesus. Oh, yeah, I think you guys will be good. So, here's the final part. Bro, I was reading a book. Have any of you ever read this book? What's the title called? It's actually crazy. Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. I love it, dude. I'm reading the third book now. But essentially, like, you know, somebody even brought up stuff this morning, and there was like a NASA discovery like a week or two ago. And people were talking about how NASA pretty much was like, the Earth is a void. Like, we're just a void in the planets. And like, Earth is just kind of been cut off from everything else, which I thought was interesting. I'm not into space as much as some people. But I saw people talking about it because they were like, C.S. Lewis has been vindicated again. That blew my mind, because I was like, what do you mean C.S. Lewis has been vindicated again? Here, you want me to find it for you? Where is it? Yeah. New evidence suggests Earth is trapped in a void 2 billion light years wide. It's a weird space concept. And people were like, C.S. Lewis has been vindicated again. I'm like, what do you mean? I've read a lot of C.S. Lewis, but this is one of his fiction works. I mean, he does a lot of fictions. Like, again, we read Screw Tape Letters. That's fiction, and it's entertaining, and he puts in these deep concepts of God. But yeah, he wrote a space trilogy. Did you know that? I never knew this. He wrote a 3-book series. It's called Out of the Silent Planet. That's book number 1. Then Perlandra was book number 2. And then That Hideous Strength is book number 3. In their fiction books about space. It's actually funny. And he said, like, pretty much he ends the first book. And he says the reason is that the book is fiction. It's like a story. It's very entertaining. But he said that it's, the whole point is to, like, view heaven, like the spaces as heaven. It's a very interesting concept, and how, people view space as this void. But then again, that's the whole idea. In the story, one of the stories, the world, Earth, is essentially the cut-off planet. This is all fiction. This isn't supposed to be real. This is just a story. And it's very, very entertaining. And then this guy goes, he does all these things. He goes to these other planets, and he encounters the people there and how they behave. And, the part that stands out is how much different they are. Not how they look, not because they're aliens, but of their desire and what they want and how they treat each other. That there's all these, like, one big part of it in the book. Again, this book is from the 60s, might I add. One big part of it is that they're all different. There's like 3-4 different species on this planet, but they don't, like, hurt each other. And then even the human is like, what? And then even the god of the planet is like, well, what do you mean? You guys would kill each other? So you guys would, like, you would hurt another species on your planet? He said, why? He's like, just because you're different. Again, I encourage you to read it. It's a very good book. I read Out of the Silent Planet. I'm reading The Hideous Strength right now. It's big. I read like 180 pages. I knocked out like a book and a half. But it's like, I would read it and you'll see it. But then let me just get to the main point of it. There was one part where there's like a god is interviewing 2 types of humans. One of the humans who gets it, who spent time, he learned the language, all this other stuff, and he got to experience these people, these different species, and it had an impact on him. And then there was this other guy who wanted to take over the new planet, and he's like, a human species must survive. Human species must, and by all means. He was willing to kill a human to advance the human species. And that confused the god of the time. And then there was another guy who all he wanted to do was monetize space. So all he wanted to do was monetize the stuff on space. Take stuff back to Earth, sell it, learn how they did certain tech stuff, take it back, make money off of it. So there was one guy who was willing to kill other humans to advance human race, wanted to take over the planet, said the humans that must survive must take over. The little should eat the big and always continue. That was his view on the world and other worlds. And then one of them just wanted to monetize it. Then there was the guy who understood the truth. But take the two people, the one who was willing to kill and do all this and wanted to dominate one of the planets, and then take the monetization guy. Which one do you think the God said was more savable? Because the God responded to one of them and said, you're bent, but you're not broken. And then the guy with the greed, he said one of them, you're bent or you're not broken. Which one do you think it was? Who was bent, who was broken? Think about it. If something's bent, you could straighten it out. If something's broken, you can't fix it. Who do you think it was? Who do you think, in your opinion, whose mind is bent, whose mind is broken? Yes. Believe it or not, the guy who wanted to kill was considered bent. Why? Because even the God was like, so wait, so you still want to help people? You don't care how they look like? You don't care what they do, this, that? But you're willing to cause so much evil and pain, and you'd even sacrifice one of the people you say you care about to get this? He said, okay. He said, I could still fix you. You're just bent. But then the guy with the greed, he said, what do you mean? He said, all you want is, all your mind is filled with is greed and money? He said, I can't. He said, you're broken. He said, if you're bent, we could fix it. There's at least some, even though it may the bent was a little bit twisted, a little violent, you could put all these other things into. He's like, well, yeah, we could at least, there was still a good interest at heart somewhere deep down in there. But if all you wanted to do is just make the money off of it, he's like, well, what is your mind filled with? Ta-da! Dog. That's the question. What is your brain and your mind filled with? Because at least the one with domination of the species, he's thinking about the future. He's thinking love, at least of some species, even if he's willing to hate or hurt others. There's something about it. But he's saying your mind at least has a couple of things that could, at least if you fix them and change them, you could turn it into good. But the guy with greed, he said, all you care about is greed? Is that all that is filled in your mind? This blew my mind. Because I said, what is your mind filled with? Have you ever asked yourself this? Like, truly, what is your mind filled with? What is the thing that you care about most? Like, for real. You could accomplish, what do you want to accomplish? Like, what is it? What do you think this life is as you live every day? If every day is all about money, that is your mind only filled with money? If it's all about pleasure, yourself, what is it about? What is your mind filled with? Where does every thought, every action, if I asked you if you are successful or failure, what are you comparing it to? That'll tell you where your mind is filled. Because that guy, his success was if he got the stuff back and made money after all of these efforts. He was willing to go through all of this, hurt people, do all of this for what? Vice versa. The other guy, he was trying to at least save his society. Again, make no mistake, it was still bent. It's not like they both agreed that both the guys were good. Because by the end of it, the other guy was like the people. He saw how they were. He saw their connection to God. He was asking a lot more different questions. There were so many factors about it, emotions and love. Again, you guys don't realize? This relates back to Earl Nightingale. The things you were born with that were for free are the most valuable, irreplaceable things you have right now. You don't get it? Where did you get your eyes? Where did you get your ears? Your emotions, your friends, your family. Dog, your desires, your passions. Think about these things. These are free and invisible. You don't think that's crazy? All free, all at default. Where did they go? Those are all the things you could be thinking about. What pushes you on every day? But eventually, little by little, your mind and your life, you could get pigeonholed into one thing. And before you know it, your mind gets filled up with something usually material. That's what this earth does. So Chad, last week I told you do what you need to do. This week I want you to think what your mind is really filled on. And I don't know, if you have the time, go read it. Go read The Outer Planet. Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. I want to read the other one. But yeah, that's there was a lot of one-liners, and there was a lot of deep metaphors of God. But that was the one that I was like, wow. The little bent versus broken. And seeing how, like, I don't know, if you went to another planet, more or less, that in a weird way would tell you what your mind was filled with. And how you acted there, how you behaved, that would more or less tell you what you're dealing with. So take that to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. You're on mobile, press hot chat, X out the chat, hit the thumbs up button. God bless America. Caroline Levy, and then Silver, bro. You see that? We did a little flip on there, thank God, but they flipped that shit real quick.
Wonderful man, and he's a great professional.
Here's Caroline Levitt. God bless you, Chad. Gold and silver. Yeah, they stopped after that.
And across the country.
Right when we took the shitty ones.
The main point of contact on the ground in Minneapolis.
To follow up, given what we've heard from several.
That was good timing, though. If you got out when I said ghetto, spread it, bro. That was easy, easy 100%.
But saying that Freddie was out to massacre law enforcement. Why not require ICE agents to wear body cameras to clear up some of the disputes that we are hearing from witnesses and video footage versus what the administration has been saying?
Well, that's a policy question that I know the policy folks in the building are having with members on Capitol Hill, and I'll leave it to them and the president to make that decision.
And my final question is on, you were talking about the level of cooperation that the president talked about with Governor Walz. Will the administration commit to cooperating with local officials on this investigation into Alex Freddie?
The president spoke about this with Governor Walz and said he would have a discussion about it. He did not make a commitment, and so therefore I won't make that commitment here. I would just remind all of you in the media, because I've seen a lack of reporting on this fact, there are investigations into what took place on Saturday. The Homeland Security investigations and the FBI have teamed up for an investigation, and there's also an internal CBP investigation, an internal review of what is happening on the ground in Minnesota. The president supports those investigations, and as I've said repeatedly, he wants to see them move forward. Phil.
FBI Director Kash Patel said in a Sunday interview, quote, "You cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest." Does the president believe the Second Amendment rights remain in effect even when protesting?
The president supports the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding American citizens. Absolutely. There has been no greater supporter or defender of the right to bear arms than President Donald J. Trump. So while Americans have a constitutional right to bear arms, Americans do not have a constitutional right to impede lawful immigration enforcement operations. And any gun owner knows that when you are carrying a weapon, when you are bearing arms, and you are confronted by law enforcement, you are raising the assumption of risk and the risk of force being used against you. And again, that's unfortunately what took place on Saturday.
Will his mission continue to be focusing on illegal immigrants with a criminal history, or will it be on illegal immigration generally?
Mr. Holman will continue to enforce our nation's immigration laws, especially deporting the worst of the worst criminals in Minnesota who have committed violent offenses. And I would just remind all of you that this important work is continuing to be carried out. In just the last few days, I'm happy to provide this packet to anyone in the room. ICE has arrested multiple violent criminals, illegal aliens within Minnesota. Many of them have convictions for assault, driving under the influence, fraud. This individual here I'm looking at was an aggravated felon with multiple convictions for larceny, fraud, and forgery of checks, vehicle theft, drug possession, domestic assault, inflicting bodily harm on another, criminal convictions of larceny, identity theft, again, charged with driving under the influence. These are extremely dangerous people who Governor Walz and Mayor Frey have allowed to roam on their streets, and all the president is asking for is cooperation to arrest individuals like this and deport them from the United States of America. I'll take a couple more. Go ahead.
Okay, so this weekend the president posted that this is a cover-up of the fraud in the state of Minnesota. He also posted Minnesota is a cover-up. These both happened after the shooting. So given that these came after the shooting, what is the this here? What is the cover-up he's alleging?
Yes, it's a good question. I've spoken with the president about this at length. What the president is referring to is the fact that you have Governor Walz and again the mayor who have been encouraging these left-wing agitators to come out and to harass and to dox and to threaten ICE and to make this conversation about and smear lies about federal law enforcement who again are just trying to do their jobs in an attempt to distract from the widespread massive fraud that has taken place in their state. Billions and billions of dollars has been stolen from law-abiding taxpayers in Minnesota, and the administration continues to be very focused on getting to the bottom of it, and especially, and the president raised a good question over the weekend, with respect to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who now has a net worth within the millions, and one must ask themselves, why and how is that possible? Is she connected to the fraud rings that we have seen taking place within her state and her own district? It's a question the American people are raising, and the president believes it's one worth answering. Haley.
Thanks, Caroline. I want to go back to some of the comments from Stephen Miller and Secretary No. You've made clear the president wants to see the investigation play out when answering some of the questions on the specific details. Is he concerned that some of those definitive statements made by other officials risks public perception of the credibility of those investigations now playing out?
Again, the president believes that these investigations are credible, they are continuing, they are active, and he wants to let them play out. Alex.
Caroline, thank you. Is the administration willing to separate DHS funding from other funding bills in order to avoid a broader shutdown?
Look, at this point, the White House supports the bipartisan work that was done to advance the bipartisan appropriations package, and we want to see that passed. Policy discussions on immigration in Minnesota are happening. Look, the president is leading those discussions as evidenced by his correspondence with Governor Walz this morning, but that should not be at the expense of government funding for the American people, which would include, as you know, Alex, FEMA funding, and we are in the midst of the storm that took place over the weekend, and many Americans are still being impacted by that. So So we absolutely do not want to see that funding lapse, and we want the Senate to move forward with passing the bipartisan appropriations package that was negotiated on a bipartisan basis.
Secondly, there's another round of Russia-Ukraine talks this weekend, Sunday. I wonder if you can walk us through with the president, how he'll be involved in that, if at all. We'll be talking to President Putin, President Zelensky ahead of those meetings.
I'm not tracking any scheduled calls at this point in time. However, the president remains deeply involved, and of course he's being apprised by his advisors, namely Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Witkoff, on these talks. They had a multilateral meeting this past weekend, which didn't get a ton of coverage, but that was historic in nature, where the president's team has really brought two sides of this war to the table together to move the ball closer towards peace. So the president is not giving up on the peace process. He obviously just met with President Zelensky when we were in Davos, Switzerland, but I'm not tracking any calls scheduled for this week. On one more foreign policy point, I will point out, as you all saw, the last remaining body of the hostages, Israeli hostages in Gaza, has been returned. This is a huge foreign policy feat for the President of the United States, for the State of Israel, and frankly for the whole world. The President made the impossible possible, and so it's
Who's
great
speaking?
news for
Sydney
the President,
Sweeney.
for the United States, for our allies, and also for peace in the Middle East. And I understand that more than 20 new additional countries have also signed up to join the newly established Board of Peace with respect to the rebuilding of Gaza, which is another historic accomplishment for this president. So thank you all very much, and we'll see you in Iowa tomorrow.
Oh, I guess Caroline Levitt. No, never mind. Yeah, thanks, Caroline. Thank you. She's press secretary, man. Come on. I wonder who's going to take her spot. She's going to have her baby this year. So you'll probably get an intern press secretary. Bro, that move on Silver, that was crazy. They just clapped all those out of the monies. So that's why it was good, though. You got a little free extra money if you took that little 10-minute window at the craziness. So welcome. And then a couple of other stuff holding up, but really kind of the same stuff from the morning. A lot of the gap ups faded as well, and we are getting into earnings season, Chatadonia. Earnings. But yeah, Philo's done. I didn't even give you a post Philo. We had our I'll give you one more. I'll give you one and we'll chill, but we haven't done any. And then UNG just keeps climbing. Actually, did that take a bigger candle? Yeah, there you go. Had to load a little bit.
Some people don't even have dreams, you know what I'm saying? But if you blessed enough to have a dream, chase it, bro.
I had a dream like Martin, then I heard a couple of stories. Never met my heroes, never had one. Never wanted things I never had, son. I got it, then I grabbed them. Looking back, these bitches Southeast said them. Good more, don't ignore your sword for the war. Armor's no good if you leave that shit at home. I don't care if that match up with the drum. I ain't young, I ain't care about looking dumb. Out my way, we could talk when I'm done. Does it look like I'm finished? Even if I was, dog, I do my own dishes. Why the fuck you in my business? I ain't tryna be a menace. Need a couple minutes with your talking and your bitching. Just show me that you don't get it, look. Now I wasted your time trying to reprimand. Explain the basic shit so you could understand. I ain't being mean the way I teach. The big leagues ain't throwing underhand. I'm not the bad guy, I'm the best coach that you ever had. Something like LaMelo's dad. Mama was an immigrant, $5 an hour working with Brillo pads. We got some things we shouldn't have, so I could feel down, but I don't ever think I'm really sad. Life a miracle, but I won't give you one. But I could teach you shit, and you'll walk away with dividends. Wish you'll buy more, and then you'll wish you did it young. You missed the first harvest, but tell me about the second one. Trying to build while looking at the clouds. I'm looking at my hand, then I'm looking at the ground. Peter walked on water, but fell. When he looked around, I heard that story all my life. I think I start to get it now. Slow in the fast lane, answers in my last name. They really didn't listen, that's a damn shame. But that don't mean my plans changed. Maybe just the landscape did what I said without a handshake. 3,004 an ounce, that sound like a fair rate. Word is gold, they only kept theirs too late. So I'm out with your new face. A snake can move a few ways. And life a bitch that lie about how the fruit tastes. Welcome back.
$3,000 for an ounce. That sounds like a fair rate. On solar right now, I mean, it's in heavy demand. It's obviously a different type of demand, not like the 2021 demand we were seeing. But now I don't know how the silver stuff's going to factor into it because it hasn't updated yet, but I'm pretty sure the price of silver now is like skyrocketed the cost. So like the amount of silver they use in the solar panels, I mean, I think it now makes up like 20-30% of the cost. So we'll see, but I'd be cautious. But I think whenever there's if there's ever like a data center solar play, like a company that does that, I think that'll be pretty hyped for a minute. Oh man, Netflix for the long term. There it is. I've been asked that like once a week, but I'm still up a couple 100% on it. So I guess my cheap isn't your cheap, but I would take other value. Is good. 5,000 for an ounce, bro. Isn't that crazy? If solar has the juice. It doesn't, but if they really start, what was Elon saying? If you turn like 100 miles, you could do it. But, you know, it's there. Ba-da-pop-pop-pop. I think 100 solar miles gets you the clean or enough energy to do it. But then too, it's like the whole thing with the silver when we were talking about it in the 60s, 70s, 80s, it was the fact that these like nuclear data center facilities, it's just like it takes a lot of time to get them online. So in the meantime, a lot of people have turned, you know, the cheapest way to get energy and the fastest is solar. That's the thing. So it's just like and then again, you go look at the China stuff too. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be the main source unless we turn Iowa into a giant solar field. But I mean, it's possible. But yeah, it's kind of an alternative. And then that's why too, once silver price goes to a certain level, it's going to start changing the pricing of the solar and then how people go about that. And then we'll see where copper factors into it. On how to trade during earnings? Yes. I posted on my Twitter. Well, Tim did actually. I retweeted it, but let me find it. Easy to find, Habibi. All right, lady. Yes, the good old ghetto standard deviation. Here it is, my friend. Telling you, one of the best strategies in the world, my friend. One of the best strategies in the world. Yeah, Kimberly earnings tomorrow. So that'll be good because then we get a deposit, I think, next week. I don't know if does the month end this week or no? Do we have to wait till next week? Yeah. So next week we'll get a deposit, but then if Kimberly goes lower, I'm probably going to buy more of that. And then if Kimberly goes higher, then that'll be another one that is off of the list. But yeah, watch that earnings video. You'll be good. It's still very applicable. Teaches you how to price options. Gives you a strategy to look for. I mean, we've had a couple of 2 standard hits, and then I think Intel was like at 1.5, almost at the mark. And then who's the other one? Netflix did 1 standard deviation, so that one wouldn't have hit like a crazy one. But again, understanding that and what to expect, agreeing or not, that's how you could have done a lot better. The viability of a photovoltaic plant. Instead of a panel, it could just paint on material. Oh, that does make sense, yeah. Does that work? I've that I've never heard of that, but I could see it. Like, I could imagine it. It's been years since this was open. Well, that sucks, you guys. Where have you been the whole month? But it actually hasn't been years. It's been like maybe like 12 months. But I think after today we are gonna go back to members only on the chat. I think it's the same. I think a lot of people are gonna ask both political stuff, or I think a lot of people have used it to, and that's not all of you. I hate to be unfair about it, but there's been a lot of I think it's a very slippery slope, and before we know it, I mean, people are gonna keep. I've seen some terrible long-term picks. I've seen people here for the pumping and then disappear, and I feel like some of you guys who would benefit the most off of it, you guys kind of show up late anyways, so it might be a better time when you have it there. But I enjoy all of you. I think we're gonna try. I'll see how it works. If I don't like it on members only, we'll go back to it. But I do want understanding. I do think kind of the chill approach this year, I could already see it backfiring, and that's why I don't want to let go of any ground that has been gained, and I want to make sure I want to make sure you guys really take advantage of it, because like I'm saying, man, I think the biggest disappointment is a lot of people, again, kind of using the chat to get shittier opportunities, which I'm kind of mind blown about. Where, like I'm saying, that all the stuff we were yelling last year about the value, the deep value, the staples, all of that, they were good, man. They were very, very good, but unfortunately, it seems like, more people have focused on the other stuff. So I don't want to keep repeating it, because then it seems like we're negotiating, and that's what I'm saying. Negotiation usually just leads to bad decisions, because a lot of this stuff last year was very clear. I mean, I was a little hard ass about it, but at the same time, you made no mistake. You knew exactly what was the opportunity, where it was, and what to execute on, and you didn't have to really play too much of the back and forth. So I just want to be focused. I like the good chats, though. I think we've had some good conversations, and that I'm not against, but I do think it's a slippery slope, as I said. Well, no, we'll still have it. I'm just gonna do the members only for this chat, like we did the last year, and then the locked in that's just probably for the people who want to trade the options. The photovoltaic is in development. But why do they do it like a panel? UK saw the biggest AI-driven hit with 8% net job loss. Man, the UK is just crazy. He's just doing a lot. How do you gauge the earnings of these metal processors? Well, some of them, I mean, you could see if they have reserves. Like a lot of the miners, they have inventory. So sadly, that's what makes it ironic, because like high inventory is usually bad for a company. But then if you have high inventory and that inventory is 10x'd, well then, And then too, purchase agreements too, though. So if they have high inventory, but they have purchase agreements at lower prices, that's more negative than not. Silver is coming down again. Tanzania president has instructed central bank to sell some gold reserves to raise cash. Damn, bro. U.S. aircraft carrier and warships have reached the Middle East, citing defense officials. I know, silver just gave up half of the game. It's still above like 120. I'm glad, though. I got a little lick on there right before. Good time. It's at 110. Blech. Meme stocks might run. Well, the Russell first down day in a while, the only meme stock per se was GME because of Mr. Burry. China makes wind. China buys silver. So green has to go wind instead of solar. No, China is the biggest solar builder right now. That's what Elon would keep posting. But no, I don't think wind is pretty inefficient. But like solar, if you have the land and the size and you're willing to pay for it, I mean, that's the quickest way to get like renewable energy that if you wanted if you had a high power demand. That's why that was the whole data center AI play. That's where silver started to feed into it at the higher prices. On GME, I just think we played it today. Right when it came out, I heard him talking about it, hinting at it. Seemed like the announcement made it pop, but I feel like something could be brewing. But then, like I said this morning, they're always fucking talking about it. So, but I know Burry liked it. Burry, didn't he like it before Roaring Kitty? So I think he's going to attract attention. I mean, I do think Burry is a very good value investor. So, but I mean, something about GME, I'm not really, I'm not too sold on it for some odd reason. You think silver is going to close below 100? Now it's at 108.93. I mean, it was a pretty gnarly move. This literally, someone said it, the pendulum swings both ways. I mean, you just had a central bank or a country say they're going to sell some gold. I don't know how big Tanzania's reserves are. It's funny, the puts actually went up a little bit, surprisingly, on the short-term ones, or if you got in the money. But even some of the out-of-the-money silvers went up. It's kind of surprising. I think I get what you're saying with the photo. Isn't like just the little solar paint, or like if you could just pretty much turn like a wall into a solar panel, right? If there was like a way or like a material that captures it, yeah, that makes sense. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, why don't they? You would think that already exists. Double the average volume. A couple of these gold plays are dropping now, gold miners and silver. Oh yeah, would it capture heat and then light everything on fire? Let's see what he has to say. Exploring photovoltaic. Is that how you say it? WNDW is a stock already. Solar Window Technologies. Oh, that sounds like it's about right. It just looks shit. But that even popped in the 2021 solar shit. Damn, Apple's still going. This is a fascinating and rapidly evolving field, but it requires a bit of a reality check before diving in. The most important thing to know is that true solar paint, a liquid you could buy in a bucket and roll on your wall to generate power, does not essentially exist as a commercial product yet. While you'll find companies with solar paint in their name, many of them actually sell heat reflective paint, cool roof coatings, rather than photovoltaic paint, power generating paint. Real photovoltaic paint is in development, is an educated breakdown of the technology. 3 types of solar paint: perovskite solar paint, spray-on solar, colloidal quantum paint, that's in that silver, and then hydrogen generating paint. Geez. Yeah, Solar Window, Ubiquitous Energy, Epishine in Sweden, and then NREL, National Renewable Energy Laboratory. If you'll find companies like Solar Paint Ltd and Solar Paint France, be careful. Solar Paint France sells reflective coating to cool buildings down. Others often standard painting with a catchy name. Check if the product generates watts or just reflects that. So yeah, it says there's a couple companies. But yeah, so it's technically not out yet. 70s or 80s, yeah. I mean, I still think after today, I was saying it all day, I think the gold and silver, when it really, this crazy, again, it's up 40-50% on the year, it's gonna end when there's a macro event. That's it at this point, because this could last like this for a couple months or years. Even then, if it goes down another 20%, you're still gonna be at a very high price that would still put it up a lot on the year. So at this point, I mean, I think it's put everybody on notice. I don't think a crash has happened, because again, if there was a crash, it would crash. But I think if you're going to change this momentum in gold and silver, it'll be at the hands of a big macro change. Pepsi kind of going up, but the macro event won't necessarily be caused by gold and silver. No. So like 2010, in like 2010, pretty much after the recession, there was like a recession, and then there was like 2012, there was like a euro crisis that had nothing to do with gold and silver, but that big change stopped and slowed everything down. Again, Volcker raising rates in the 80s to 15-20%, nothing to do with gold and silver, but the interest rate policy stopped all of it. Again, what was the 70s? 70s was a couple of reasons, but it's just like the 70s, you had gold, they literally changed the currency, and then as a result, you had wars, and you had a bunch of other things that resulted in it finally stopping. But it was just big macro shifts. So I don't think gold and silver causes it, but you're gonna need a really big step to change the current status quo, and it'll probably be something macro, and that's when it stops going up 40%, 20% a year, and then kind of goes back to what it normally does. Yes, on the year is literally 26 days, which is disgusting. Tesla's been getting clobbered all day. They did good last week. They even got some good upgrades, but then whoop. Come on, Tessie. A couple of staples climbed up, and even the SPY's like slowly working its way up. So it's not bad. It just kind of chill. This feels very earnings-like. Don't be surprised if tomorrow we kind of do the opposite, but it all just kind of depends on what we wake up to. And I think Trump is going to be on later after the bell. So that'll be another factor. Dog. Y'all said it was going to be a how is UNG still going? They got kids playing in the snow. They said trees were going to explode. They got a snow day. You guys see it? That's what people were talking about. Look. I didn't know that. Trees can explode when it gets cold. Yeah, they just like break over. I don't think this is Minneapolis. I don't hear a whistle. So yeah. Just technical? I don't know if it's technicals. I don't know what it is, man. It could be a lot of different things. Copper ETF, CPR, ICOP, and then is it like COPR? Well, those are the only ones. I mean, everything after that is just buying copper miners. Yeah, I know ICOP and then CPER. CPER has been the best one. But even then, that started to chill out here. Yeah, Trump radio 30 minutes after. Where is it? Copper price. Where's copper at? $5.95? Still a lot, but copper was up more. Remember, like middle of January? It was 8 cents higher. So actual copper itself hasn't broken out yet. Some of the companies front ran. JKHY down 2%. Kind of looks a liquid. Yeah, copper just really, really slow. And that's why. It has to do with supply. That's what people are pretty much talking about. That's why someone asked earlier why it would take so long. Because of the supply. AB, that's the one that, what's her name bought? Nancy? That has crazy options today. Coherus got mentioned at or at Oppenheimer. A lot of the options today are just these ones, anything related to the minerals place. See me cry, long term doesn't die. Not unusual for silver to drop 20. Yes, it is. Nashville, you got a bulk of the ice from the storm. It accounts for 80% of the power outages. No way. So there was places that got really clapped at. A lot of people, I'm surprised. I thought I thought a lot of you guys were gonna have no power, but thankfully I think some of y'all pulled up. Apple sweeps came in a bit ago. Nancy got 25,000 shares at AB. Nancy. I think she killed it on Google, dude. I think her last Google play was a hitter. You got 18 inches in Buffalo, but you're used to it. I think the people in Texas are going a little crazy. I don't know. Did it snow in Texas or is it just cold? You guys just need a blanket. Yeah, gold and silver is still on the downside. Well, yeah, the next couple days, it'll be earnings-wise, but if we get a real good print on earnings, it might help us break out of this. And then also, too, remember, if, like, big tech does bad, it's going to be a rotation, not a retreat. So, you might have to deal with the index effect of the big names going down, but I think it'll be really good for the staples and maybe the Russell. And then vice versa. If we could get everybody doing good, if you could change the sentiments, if earnings estimates and guidance could be good, then you will be good to go. My opinion on qubits, Rigetti, and Ionic, you tell me, man. I think you could gamble on them, but I would be hard pressed to put those in my long term. Mr. Bamboo Muncher. It's a fun name. Nobody wants bonds. Anything but bonds. That trade is kind of there. That's the thing. The bonds aren't the issue, though, until the long end goes above that, like, 5.1, 5.2. Then that will be the real test. Then we'll see if people change their minds, if they panic a little bit, all of that stuff. Oh, Jen. If big tech spent too much and lowers guides, it could pull back. Tech can, but I think the other stuff, that's the thing. I think people will go and buy staples. People aren't going to go full risk off. Low ticker is kind of picking up. I mean, we're just crawling here at the high. I mean, you're like, what, 30 points? Maybe give or take from the all-time high? Yeah, 20, 25 points. So again, after the whole little Greenland thing, we kind of rocketed back up. But it's the higher we go, the slower it's going to go. It starts to just fucking ping pong back and forth. But that's why this earnings season could open it up. Even the Fed, too. I mean, Powell's supposed to be a lame duck. He's not supposed to have much, but you never know. And then the thing back to the bonds that I'm worried about is that if they really do announce it, then the new Fed chair this week, that's going to be pretty bearish for the bonds. It's weird though, bonds got lower and so did the Russell today. The second you got silver, it goes down. You and half the world, brother. I made a play on it at the very last second, like right here, and I was like 100%, and then I just got out of it. I made them free, but yeah, it died. But I could only imagine. I think a lot of people bought in today because people really wanted in on Friday when we were talking about it and we had our discussions. But even today, I mean, the most bullish one I got, I think we were at like what, 115, 113. Someone said they wanted to put 30% of their long term into gold and silver. I was fascinated. Is this Tom Lee? Or am I just judgmental?
Are being buffeted because the White House is choosing winners.
I could tell by that voice.
And right now they want to reduce the burden on consumers by potentially capping credit card rates and maybe making it harder for institutional buying of homes. So I think this is hurting the banks to an extent. But the bank fundamentals are so good, and I think tokenization and sort of blockchain are really big productivity drivers, and AI is a huge tailwind that I think banks are in the process of re-rating more like tech stocks over time. So, I mean, I would use any of the weakness to buy them.
Exciting times.
There you go.
Tom, stay right there. Don't move. We're going to see you again in just a moment. Before we head to break, just want to also give you a quick market alert on Intel. The shares are now down about 20% since last Friday. It's only its worst two-day drop, by the way, since August of 24. They issued that disappointing guidance, warned about supply shortages. A lot of people were questioning kind of what happened on the execution front for them last year. The stock is still on track for a positive month, and it has also doubled in value over the past year. But those losses now, Dom, are becoming pretty significant.
All right. Now let's turn to the bond markets with the benchmark U.S. 10-year note yield ticking lower into this week's Fed meeting, but still in the range. Rick Santelli joins us now from Chicago with the latest with the bond report. And Rick, what exactly will be the catalyst for any kind of a move out of this range that we've seen for pretty much the last 5 months?
Well, I think the catalyst would be what's going on in Japan, but we'll get to that in a minute, Dom. Let's look at the data today. We had really solid preliminary durable goods data. And if you look at the following two charts, 2s and 10s, when do we make our high yields of the session? About 4 minutes after that 8:30 Eastern data hit the wires. Then everything reversed to some extent. Now, here's the chart that I think everybody ought to look at, blow up really large, and all you investors out there, this is the chart you want to watch. Here's a 2-year chart of gold on top of 10-year Japanese yields. And I think it just speaks volumes as to what's going on.
This is why I like
what's the
Santelli.
motivation here. It's a
We were
fiat
showing that since
currency
June.
rejection, and many investors obviously are selling sovereign debt and buying gold. And it's a pretty hard trade to argue with, especially when you look at a country that's 250% debt to GDP, and now talking about stimulus. Yes, that's what the Japanese are doing. And finally, of course, it's affecting one of the fiat currencies, and that's the dollar. But it's kind of indiscriminate at this point. The dollar now hovering just above its low close for 2025, which was 96.63 right in mid-September. And to answer your question directly, Dom, to me, right now we have sticky inflation until we see some numbers where the PCE and some of these core numbers start to get back closer to 2% versus 3%. I think the Fed may move a bit. I also think that the notion of the labor market deteriorating, well, I think that maybe we're over our skis on that deterioration. For what I see, whether it's Atlanta GDP now or a bunch of other anecdotal metrics, I think the economy's heating up again. Back to you.
All right, Rick Santelli, you were there with the Bond Report. Thank you very much for that. Coming up next on the show, Tom Lee is going to stick around with us, give us his crypto outlook. Right after this, keep it right here.
I'd assume he's bullish. I think that was a good question today, though, on whether or not if the crypto bros rotated to gold. But I feel like the crypto bros that rotated to gold weren't really like, I think they were just chasing whichever gold-like commodity was going up. It went from Tom Lee to Santelli, then back to Tom Lee. But yeah, we'll see. Tom Lee, didn't he just invest in the Mr. Beast portfolio? I think they're trying to get the kids on Ethereum. Not bad. What chart? The one with gold and the 30-year yields. That's actually what I even told you guys about 2-3 weeks ago in the morning. We woke up. It was at like 6 in the morning, and I was saying really gold will probably come down when the Japanese yields come down. And until that happens, they've actually been flowing together since literally June or April of last year, believe it or not. Meta. That was another 2% day, bro. And then Google, Microsoft. Oh, I forgot about Marvel. It's not unusual to long term every month. Vocal. Jeez. He thinks 2026 is the bear market? Oh, I'm surprised. Because isn't he getting clapped on, what is it, BMNR? Aren't they sitting on like $3.5 billion of unrealized losses? I know MSTR is still down, but people still got a decent amount of faith in Michael. A Michael! There's a Michael Berry, a Michael Saylor, and then a Michael Jackson. Wow. Yeah, bro, Meta. Oh, I should have... Dude, they're really juicing now. Not unusual. I think they're going to be on Wednesday. But it's been like 4 or 5 days in a row of just straight up on Meta. Yeah, that's why the premiums won't stop. Avadel, a couple of biotechs are waking up, but nothing crazy. Again, we're kind of in this top end of the range. I mean, first 30 minutes, you got up to like 692. You literally moved 2 points in 30 minutes, and then the last 6 hours, you moved about 1 point. Gotta sell those teeth. I haven't even seen his tweets, actually. It's been a while. Oh, Michael. Let's see what he's been talking about. They acquired Bitcoin 6 hours ago. Unstoppable orange. The greatest risk to Bitcoin is ambitious opportunities, advocating protocol changes. How long are you willing to wait to get rich? He posted a survey. Zoom out. Thinking about buying more Bitcoin January 22nd. He kind of chilled out on it, bro. Like, you remember where he used to post the pictures and everything else? Bitcoin never takes holidays. He posted that on Martin Luther King Day. Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Habibi. This is a good one. Engineering credit into Bitcoin. That's good. Oh, yeah, son. This is a banger. Bears can't play chess. I don't know if I'm like excited that like he's like a boomer making these AI pictures and like posting about it, but like I don't know. I'm like, it's also kind of dope. I don't know what this means. I didn't like the life jacket one or the lifeboat. Oh yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Eat real food with the AI fake looking orange Bitcoin orange. That's what I'm talking. Eat real food, mother. He said, what? You want milk? Whole milk? Protein, cholesterol? Nah. You need to eat fake oranges, son. With a Bitcoin in the middle. That's crazy, Michael. That's probably the best one this month. Hold on, I gotta go. Running Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the strategy. Bullish in DC. Who's this dude? Is he? I swear, bro, I can't tell if this is like somebody, like if this is a key industry leader or if he's just taking pictures of random people who have the same tie on. He kind of reminds me of my dad. Now that I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But then again, my dad did go all in the gold at a very good time, it seems like now, but. Oh yeah, Team Bitcoin. Look at that, dog. He butterfly kicking. Honestly, I see how it's easy to get bullish on this guy. Okay, happy 17th birthday to Bitcoin. Is that what you mean by eat real food? Or I still think that one's crazy. Tame your bear. That's cute. Tame your bear, you guys. These guys fun. Do you think he makes the pictures or does he what the fuck does this mean? Or do you think he has somebody? What is only Bitcoin? What is this with this Robin Hood hoodie? What's going on with this? What does this imply? I don't even know what this one means. Oh, 2 days till Christmas, and he's man. Ride the bear. Oh, it's a Star Wars hoodie? Oh, is that why I don't get it? Only Bitcoin? Is he like Obi-Wan Bitcoin? Bitcoin 1 Kenobi? Is there meaning that if the stock went up 2 times, if the net income to market cap doubles? You have a chart that graphs it. You could pretty much have AI graph anything off of the fundamentals, but that makes sense. I mean, if a stock goes up, if you're telling me that ratio goes up, I mean, it just means the stock went up with not off of earnings. That's kind of like Intel. Intel doubled and tripled up before any of the sales moved up. Again, even NVIDIA at one point, but then when they report and the sales go up, that's kind of where it goes into that. But then if people think it's going to keep going up, they keep going on it. Your bear is untamable, like the Fallout one? Well, why don't, bro? Why don't you sell everything and move to the farm and start building a bunker, start working the land? I think that's how I want to offer the farm to the bears. Because last time I got really bearish, I bought a bunch of gold and silver and Bitcoin. So I think you guys gotta make a choice. You gotta really live in it, but like you gotta start working the land. So sell what you own now. I'll give you an acre on the farm. You could build your own hut. And then once you build your own hut, we could start planting, maybe raise a couple of cows, and you really start living the off-grid life. I think it's good, bro. Y'all don't want to? Sky Network Television and Paramount Global Distribution and announce exclusive partnership. Is that part of Netflix? A homestead community? I think we call it a bearish community. I would love to get bears, but then that way you guys, like, you got to start. I mean, look, silver is at $100. You could start farming. You could start setting things up. I don't know, man. I wanted to buy a farm after I hit the China play. That was my first intention to buy a farm. It took me like 10 more years, but still, that was my plan. They will prep for the end time scenario. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, if you think so, I'll give you a discount on the land. I'll sign an agreement with you that if you actually homestead it and build it out, I'll sign an option. So then that way, if the world ends or shit gets fucked up, you have your land secured and it's already producing. Y'all don't feel me, man. But otherwise, you could keep living in the city. You could keep giving into the system and just not really be about that life. But if you're really about that life, I mean, there's a way to act on it. No, there is fresh water. There's a well. There's access to water, believe it or not. I have 2 wells on the property. I'm sure. And then there is a mountain close by. I think it'd take a little bit to route it, but yeah, based on how it is in the water, and then even if it rains, you could collect the water. Listen, man, I'm not that bearish yet. I haven't figured it out, but you could figure it out depending on how bearish you are. Paramount going global. They already are. I think the funniest part about the Paramount deal, it's literally the plot of the movie Succession. You guys, have you ever watched Succession? And it's about like the old company and then they get bought out by like the new tech people. It's literally the same story of Netflix buying out Paramount. Or Warner's. My goodness, we only have an hour and 20, bro. Did I take the offer for free shares from AT&T? Yeah, I still have them. They're in the long term. That was a couple years ago. But yeah, remember it just gave it to us, but I never did anything with them. But they are high. I remember when that first came out, it was worth way more. Where is it? Yeah, right here. It says we're down 18%. But yeah, we got that in 2022. You could have made way more if you sold it, but I was down to keep it at the time. Yeah, I only got 3 shares. And then again, isn't it crazy? Our AT&T. Oh, that went back to negative. Remember at one point, was it last year? We were up on AT&T. I was shocked. I was shocked by that. Yeah, AT&T died in the last quarter. But yeah, we were green on AT&T for a little bit. You bought your own septic tank? It came with the property. Yeah, we have a septic tank. It also has access to sewer. So like we have connection to the city. Or that's a possibility. The wire, you just got to connect the wire at the end of the property. But yeah, we got that. We got wells. We got solar. Everything you need to be a real bear, dog. I'm just saying. Let me know if you want a deal. I'll get you an acre. Not all acres are the same, but You got to watch NFL and UFC, Landman and Champions and Yellowstone. Is that through Amazon? I think I have it. I think I have Paramount through Amazon because I get a lot of those shows. I saw that they're putting all the UFC fights on there. It's going to be crazy, dude. You're going to get Netflix with damn HBO. That's why I don't think people have really processed it. But it sucks because you know they're going to charge more money, but yeah, it's going to be a trip. Oh, that you're getting the 30? Yeah, that's the secondary offer. So you could just vote pretty much if you want to take it. Doesn't mean you'll get it, though. Waste management, I love it for the long term. I don't know the price, but I think it came down a decent amount. Oh, damn it. That was end of last year. But yeah, that was one I talked about a couple years ago. If it wasn't so expensive, but I don't know if you'd ever get a shot, to be honest. So that's kind of one that you're not going to really get a discount at, but that'll be around for 10 years. Let alone more than that. And they kill it, dude. They fucking charge me a lot. I think my dumpster is like $1,300 every 6 months. I pay like $3 grand a year for my dumpsters from Waste Management, those little fuckers. Deep freeze knocked out 22% of regional gas output, disrupted Texas oil production. That's the reasoning on UNG. RSG, do they do waste? Republic Services, yeah. Bro, you know it's a mafia, right? Yeah, they're killing it too. Trash servicing is big money, bro. No, I need to set that up, the property-wide Wi-Fi. I pretty much have this Starlink at the bottom of the hill, like at the bottom level, but then the top. I think we need to get electricity, though. That's the other problem, because the property's so big, like some of the lower parts don't really have electricity. There's electricity at the barns and shit, but yeah, we need to electrify it more. That I don't know how to do yet. And then that way, but I want to set up, what do they call? The Nest or the pods? I saw them at Costco. Can I burn the trash on my property? No, this is California. They're not really, they only let you light shit on fire if you're homeless. But if you have a home, they'll send you to jail. It's really weird. I don't know how, it's like a weird dynamic. So like if you are homeless and you break the law, you're fine. But then if you like break the law and like environment stuff and you have a home, they'll try to take your home. I don't know how we got here, but yeah, you're not allowed to do that. Heavily frowned upon. Mesh. Isn't it mesh Wi-Fi router? That's what it is, yeah. The mesh doesn't need electricity? Huh? I thought you have to like plug them in. I think we should get a compost. Cause I'm gonna get these trees all planted. And then once we do that, we could maybe... I'll be down to shit on a tree to fertilize it, you know? Is that not how it works? Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, you get the idea. You get the idea. Would I invest in Lulu? I took Nike. That's the one I like a little bit more. But if you believe in the yoga pants, there's a better price than not. It was better a couple weeks ago, but this is kind of one of those in the middle. But I think Nike's a better one. I need to call my agriculture representative. Where is it? RDW Dow feature. Department of War, right? So I keep misinterpreting that one. Copper and magnet, dude. I would have thought you were crazy until I seen those guys on TikTok. I've seen people do it, man. I saw that guy invent shit, man. I'm down. Let's take, bro, what happened? Remember back in the day, bro? Like, how come we don't have, like, a Einstein? You guys don't think that's weird? Like, motherfuckers just stopped inventing shit? Like, how come we don't have, like, you know Drake, you know Kendrick Lamar, you can name all sorts, you know Sydney Sweeney, but how come we don't have, like, Elon just, like, dude, we don't even give Elon the, no. Like, I mean, like, I want, like, a scientist inventing shit. Like, where is it? Bill Gates invented Soylent. That don't count, okay? He invented Soylent and fake meat, and he don't even do it. Now you want a mosquito to kill you. No. What about a real inventor? We need like a nerd inventor guy inventing shit, bro. What happened? We don't have any inventors at all? Not one? Yeah, the last greatest invention was the My Pillow guy. Come on, bro. Come on. It's bullshit. What happened to silver? I think we've ran out of buyers below the age of 30. Maybe age of 40 even. I don't know, but they just hit that all-time high and then it just stopped. And then London finally used their ammo. But yeah, we need inventors, bro. Let's do it. Come create some energy, invent something. We need something, bro. I don't really see Elon as like an inventor. I don't know. Like, I'm talking like an Einstein. I don't even know who else besides Einstein. But I swear, like, back in the day, bro, they had like scientists. They had like scientists that were like well regarded. Motherfuckers coming up with shit, patents. Yeah, he's an innovator, not an inventor. I think that's a better way to put it. The Flex Seal guy, maybe. I still think the My Pillow is a great invention. Too bad they got him. Yeah, Da Vinci. We don't have Da Vinci's. We don't have Wright brothers. What happened, dog? What happened? Yeah, the ShamWow. I ain't even seen an infomercial where that's been like, whoa, that's dope. Damn. Copper Fit. Yo, shout out Copper. Man. Yeah, Uber and Airbnb, rideshare. That was maybe, I guess. I don't know if that counts. That was like a services invention. Yo, I didn't sneeze today. I was about to right now. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. What happened to Fig Newton? We don't even got Fig Newtons no more. It's facts, dude. Facts. Thomas Edison. You remember that? That's crazy. I guess I'm down, bro. Let's go. You guys want to invent something? Is anybody? I like it. He said, let's do magnetism. I'm so down. Dude, you guys want to do that? Can we do once a month? We come to the farm and do a science fair? Let's invent something. Can we just create something? They can't kill us all. Like, maybe they could, but still, the probably Sonic Shaboomadang, whatever they called it, will be, what do you say? Carfunkled? Bamboozled? I don't even know, bro. Well, yeah, we should invent something. We could do a mini inventathon. I'm down, bro. I'm down. Winner gets a goat. I'll have a brand new goat for you. I'll get you a 2026 donkey. Remember we talked about the donkeys? I'll get you a donkey. You get a 2026 model. Man, and horsepower. I know, it's a scam. Let's invent horsepower. Real horsepower. I know. got car transportation ideas. Yeah, man, you just got to make it. You do. Well, yeah, there is patents, but that's what, like, sometimes if you patent it too early, that's how you get scammed. Believe it or not. You know that, right? Because if you had an invention, like, legally, if you patent it and you have to, like, really describe how to make it, and then you tell everybody how to make it, so what they do when they copy it is they copy it, but they don't do it how you did it. They find the alternative, and that's totally legal. So yeah, people already do that, bro. Big scam. Yeah, bro. It'll come with the cross one. Silver 97 an ounce or SLV? Silver is still at $106.99. It's like a $6-7 gap. Silver infused bed sheets? What would that do? That don't sound comfy. Jinju Copper filed an IPO of 3 million shares. You got a copper IPO, dude? It's for bacteria and cleanliness? I don't know. In my mind, it's a heavy blanket. I mean, like, that don't sound comfortable. It don't even move. It's very solid. I mean, then again, last time we had this talk, homeboy showed me they were growing silver. BNAI, what the hell is this, dude? $8 to $50? My shit is lagging. $2 million Volley Technologies deal. You got silver-lined underwear and socks off Kickstarter? Company survived, great quality but expensive. That's crazy, dog. You got silver boxers, dog? What the fuck? Are you flexing on me? Do you know how expensive that is now? What do you mean you got silver boxer and socks? I got silver on my socks. I got silver on my chain. I got silver in my car. I put silver in my name. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Code News on Twitter. I think today at one point that was the biggest move in history. It's crazy, bro.
That's the highest since December 2022.
No, they're showing the storm and it's just kids in sleds.
With more snow expected this weekend.
Y'all, I thought people was going to get clapped.
I should point out, it sounds
this
like
shit
kids
looked
in the
fun.
Background. Someone in our makeup room mentioned that Sean White, I think, was in Central
Yeah, I saw some videos of him yesterday.
Right?
He was snowboarding, yeah.
He was snowboarding. But it sounds like there's kids behind you, is there?
Yeah, Doug, please show the people enjoying themselves having fun. Doug Higginbotham, the most British guy we've ever met in our lives, with the most British name. Sledding going on. This hill is a little steep. And so I'm concerned, but there's some folks in the distance there getting some, getting some miles in and all of that. Central Park, definitely a place where people are having fun this morning and this afternoon. They've kept Central Park's pass pretty clear, straight straight up blacktop, and most of the city looks good. The sidewalks are the problem, and we saw Ready, Willing, and Able, that group, starting to cut into some of that snow and ice and move it off the sidewalks. But it's a pretty crazy situation, and quite a situation to do here in the city. You've got to take that snow and that ice and then put it into a snow melter that turns into water to really get it out of here.
Yeah, that's going to be a long process given the weather forecast over the next 10 days or so. Hey, Miles, before we let you go, when you're not freezing out there in Central Park, usually you're covering Homeland Security for us, so we'd be remiss if we didn't get your take on the president sending Tom Homan, border czar, to Minneapolis amid this growing outcry over the immigration crackdown. What are you hearing from sources right now?
Yeah, I spoke with the White House this morning, and what I'm told is that Tom Homan's going to be leading ICE operations there, basically being the operational head, former ICE, field director under the Obama administration, someone who's very keen on hitting these targets for deportations. He'll be focused on ICE's efforts, not the efforts that CBP was working on, but ICE's efforts to go after what they're calling the worst of the worst criminals. What we saw this weekend was an instance in which there was a targeted operation. As you may have mentioned earlier, that person was there observing that situation, had a gun. It appears that he was disarmed, and that the shooting happened after he was disarmed. That is all subject to an Office of Professional Responsibility investigation by CBP. But Tom Homan will be there, the public face of the administration, to lead these efforts going forward. And we're expecting to hear more from the president about that in the coming days.
All right. Appreciate the update. I bet it's cold out there. Tea and crumpets for both you and Doug. I'm just going to say. All right, be well. Miles Miller, senior reporter, Bloomberg News, joining us from Central Park, New York City, so just a few blocks from where we are. Hey, folks, that's going to do it for the first hour of Bloomberg Business Week Daily. If you're watching on television, the close coming your way. We continue.
Good omen, according to data from Carson Group's Ryan Dietrich. Historically, when January finishes positive, the next 11 months are roughly higher 87% of the time. That percentage drops to 60% if we end the month lower. We're going to check back in with Ryan on Friday to see if January actually delivers what it's supposed to, but you get that kind of prediction for the rest of the year.
Yeah, a couple of significant points lately, and Sam Stovall was writing about this as well last week when we started to see the indexes drop. He's like, we're in that territory where the technicals start being less encouraging and all of that. So it is a big deal that we've been able to get the Greenland story kind of behind us and now see some momentum here to kick off the week.
And of course, multiple catalysts, as we've pointed out, for this week to see if we can make that move higher or lower with some significant influences in those four Mag 7 stocks.
The Fed meeting probably being the big one.
Maybe. There you go.
All
right.
We'll see.
Well, thanks very much for watching Power Lunch.
Be sure to check if your golf clubs fit in your car next time. Closing bell starts now.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Welcome to Closing Bell.
Thank
I'm
you.
Scott Wapner, live from...
I was getting some protein boogers. I didn't eat the boogers, but I was blowing my nose. Man, it's still rough, dude. I feel great compared to last week. Last week I was dying, man. But now, I just boogers everywhere. I don't know, when does the mucus go away? But yeah, apparently everyone's getting sick. Some of you said I got you sick. I think you got me sick. I don't know what it is, bro. Everybody. And then it is freezing. We have a literal cold. But we're back, Chattadonia. It is Power Hour. So one more beautiful hour left. I hope you're locked and loaded. Not much has happened. silver was the most exciting thing today. It was exciting on the way up. Record highs, record volumes. Biggest move since 2008. Actually, I don't know. Let me see. Everybody, long term. Y Athletics? Is that your silver underwear? That's crazy, dude. Fascinating. See, there's so many inventions. You guys were just telling me about the photovoltaic stuff. shoveled the driveway. I think a lot of you guys are doing that. It's good though, man. I'm glad a lot of you are safe. It doesn't seem that bad. Could have been worse. A little shoveling, a little cold. It's crazy though. Again, Deco just said it. People are talking about another storm or like more cold weather. And then I think the UNG thing is moving just because they shut off the Texas production. LKQ takeover? Maybe worth low to mid 50s? Where's that coming from? It's kind of moving. It looked like it jacked up in the morning and then chilled. LKQ. Yeah, USAR. That happened every time. I mean, we were talking. I didn't think it dropped like 30%. But remember, that's what it did with the what's it called? Anytime they would announce like the Intel and all those other stakes, it like lags for a little bit. Everybody. Let's see. Oh, they halted that thing a couple of times. Yeah, 5 in the morning, they said strategic alternatives. Board has initiated a comprehensive review. This is for LKQ. No deadline or timetable, including potential sale of the company. So yeah, that was in the morning. They were talking about the board. That's why I did that little pop and lock. Every day I'm shoveling. How bad a taser would be with the silver underwear? Oh, damn. Well, I don't know. Have you ever been threatened with a taser? But I don't know, man. People are crazy, man. I don't even know. Like, I tried, my mom was talking to me about the Minneapolis thing, and she was sad. She was like, she doesn't like people dying. And I was like, I feel you, Mom, but like, I tell my mom, I'm like, because I have a weapon I carry. But like, I would never like walk up to people. Like, I don't know. Just some of this stuff seems avoidable. Because I agree, I don't like watching people die, and I think it's sad. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, because like I've never been tasered in my life. Only time I've gotten close was because everybody was volunteering. But yeah, I feel that would be deadly if you had some silver on you. So I think Tesla for the long term, no, it's a little up there. No. So you've asked like 5 or 10 of these. Are you getting a better idea of what I'd like? Or are you aware of like the, maybe a good deal? But yeah, I'm not really chasing these other higher plays that are up. I think even Tesla, aren't they up on the year? It's like right around break even. LK99. Whoa, taser is an acronym? Thomas A. Swift electrical rifle? Whoa. Is that real? I didn't know that. They also said paid in milestones. Well, yeah, they had 2 parts of it. They had the government money right away, which was about 20% of their market cap. And then I think somebody else did another private placement. Oh, yeah, there was 2 other days. So Tesla, March 5th, 1980, silver went 15 to 17%. And then November 24th, 2008, 17.6%. That was the highest it's ever. What was the peak today? I think it hit 13 or 14. It beat the 2008. In March 5th, 1980, dead cat bounced during the collapse of the Hunt Brothers corner. After plummeting from 50, prices briefly violently rallied. And then 2008, November 24th, Massive rebound after the 08 crash. Silver surged from $9 to $11 as markets reacted to initial quantitative easing measures. Did you hear that? Did you not? Did you guys hear that? We hit 15 on the futures. That would put us at the second highest date then. But that doesn't come. This is the biggest by volume and size. Did you not hear what I just read? November 24th, 2008. Silver surged. This is the biggest day in history. Surged from $9 to $11 as markets reacted to the initial QE measures. That was your biggest day in history. You motherfuckers. Went from $9 to $11. And they were that's how they reacted, how you were reacting a couple hours ago. You think they were like, should I buy it? What if I put all my money in at 11? It went from 9 to 11, 17.6%. And 9 to 11 was a result of quantitative easing. Infinite money supply being issued. Look at that. That's amazing. That's amazing, bro. 9 to 11. That's amazing. So the date we beat was September 18th. It went up 13.2 amidst the Lehman Brothers chaos. Flight to safety was short covering triggered a massive intraday move. And then March 19th, it went up 11 on the Fed buying. The other day, February 1st, 2021, the silver squeeze. Retail investors from Reddit, Wall Street Bets, targeted silver, driving futures to an 8-year high of $30. That's amazing. Yeah, but look at this. 2 years later, so from the November 9 to 11, November 2010, it ran up to $50. Excuse me. But that was on QE2 speculation. So yeah, I guess 2 years from that massive $9 to $11 move, it began its ascent to 50. What is the total market cap for silver? Silver's still at 108, dude. Everybody. Gold is 34 trillion. Silver is 6 trillion. Not bad. That's at 107. Well, there's a lot, but yeah, silver used with AI, solar panels, data centers, missiles, war. That's another one people keep forgetting. Like if we had another global conflict, but then again, they are a lot of this last 2 weeks. You've heard a lot of people talk about European defense, but yeah, that's many reasons that have kind of just been stacking up month after month for the last like year and a half, really. Or at least a solid year and a month, 13 months. That's amazing. DHR, high ticker's still going, but SPY has literally not moved for like an hour. just kind of holding up here. A couple of financials moving. Russell's still the one that's red on the day, but then Dow is actually outperforming everybody. And then SPY and NASDAQ are practically matched up. Let's see. NASDAQ 69 in the green, 30 in the red. Dow Jones 22 green, 8 in the red. SPY 332 in the green. Yeah, space stocks got knocked today. Is it expensive to fly with silver now? You'll make a spaceship, rocket ship too expensive? California. You highly doubt there's $6 trillion worth of physical silver? Well, that's not how it works. It's the same, like, it's the same amount of silver, it's just the price is up. So, like, let me put it this way. A month ago, it was only $3 trillion maybe. But the same amount of silver doubles in price, the market cap is going to double. So, yeah, I would argue, I mean, don't we mine more silver? I don't know how much more silver exists in the world compared to 2008, but it's not like there's all this money around here. It's just simply the price of what it's at now compared to just the available supply. It's up a lot. No, I feel the concern. You're like, what do you mean $6 trillion? Like, that's what would happen. It's like if everybody tried to sell, and like, let's say we tried to cash out the $6 trillion, it probably wouldn't be worth $6 trillion. You'd have to do it at the VWAP. That's why VWAP exists. They don't feel me. They don't feel me, dog. You know that? That's exactly why VWAP exists. To get out, in and out, at higher prices, higher quantities. But yeah, I don't know the like physical production amounts and how much goes up every year, so on and so forth. No, a couple financials woke up, but I don't think there's like any news. I mean, I see that Visa and MasterCard, but it seemed like all the financials were kind of climbing. Yeah, VWAP is volume weighted average price. So even like central banks and like big governments, when they try to do stuff, they have to buy, like if you wanted to move big money, you move it at VWAP. Otherwise, like think about it. If you try to dump all of your stock right now at this price, you would get a way lower price because then there would not be buyers and all sorts of other shit. Same thing, if you wanted to buy something up right now, you wanted to buy billions of dollars of an asset, if you tried to do it on one order, it would just rocket up and you would end up paying way more for what you wanted. So by using the volume weighted average price, the VWAP, you do that to get in and out at a good price without disturbing the price of it all. So like if I wanted to accumulate $1 billion of the SPY, I would buy it because again, you know, like every $5 to $10 million, you could move the SPY one tick with a future. So instead of putting in a bunch of money, you would buy. No, this happens during the day, all throughout the day. So like the other day, Japan, I think they tried to, or China, somebody tried to sell something in like Japan or China, but like there was no buyers there. So like if they wanted to do it at VWAP, it would take them like a month or two, because then if you try to sell it all at once, you would just kill the asset and there wouldn't be any buyers. So, but yeah, it's during the day. It's during the day or wherever. But like if you had a fat fuck ton of money you wanted to get in or out of, you would formulate it around the VWAP. So then that way you could get in without disturbing the price and then making it where you could maximize your sale or maximize your purchase price. You're saying if you divide the 6 trillion by the silver price, there's that many physical ounces? Oh, I see what you're saying. But it's still the same amount. It's based, though. It's not like it necessarily changed, if that makes sense. So like I'm saying, a couple months ago, it was at $60. Let's say it goes up to 120. You could go from 3 to 6 trillion in market cap, but that would be based off of whatever number they're quoting as the total supply of silver. So that market cap could move a lot more fluidly rather than without anything changing. You could still double it up. The real issue would be if you went to sell it. That's why we're talking VWAP, because if you really had, I don't know, 1 million, 10 million ounces try to sell right now, the price would probably drop back down to $80 or 60, and then you would get a very realistic price of what that silver is really worth. How the big boys use lookbacks on silver? Easy. Just buy the shit out of it and then look back. You could, I mean, it's moved so many dollars that if you bought any of those out of the monies, that's it. That's easy money. They didn't have to do anything. They literally, like, if you bought a 90, 100, that's it. It just, even if it hit today, if you had a look back and it hit 115 and goes back to 100, you're exercising at 115. But hey guys, Robinhood instead is giving you interest on your options that you buy. Woo! Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Woo! They'll pay you 3%. Yeah, I'm so glad. How did I ever want a fucking look back option? Oh, thank God. They'll pay us 3% to keep our money with them. Nice. Yeah, Visa's going straight up still. I don't have any news on that. A lot of the financials, but a couple of these credit card companies are moving a little harder. Would that be a KHC with that Berkshire? Yeah, most likely. So they would sell at the VWAP to get a better price, and then they have, like, what, 30 days to announce it? There's a Barron's article. That's what it was. So literally at 12:03, right here, Barron's put out an article, Netflix, Visa, and a few others, and they said to ride out the stock market rally, to ride the international stock rally. U.S. officials say Washington is open for business if Iran wishes to contact them. I can't sneeze. It's good though. I haven't sneezed all day. I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, we got about 40 minutes left, Chad. 40 minutes, no sneeze, earnings tomorrow. Visa's still locked. Literally, it's a Barron's pump. But they mentioned Netflix and a couple of others. But they're kind of tying it into the Sell America trade. Netflix, Apple, Broadcom, GE. Let's see. Apple's not moving. GE or GE Healthcare. BAH Popper. Again, they're the ones who lost the contract today with the government. That's why they were down 8. Yeah, Visa's the only one that's going off of that. And AXP too. Amen, man. Let the long term work. The long term is good for you. I've been excited with that. We chilled out after Intel. We were doing really good. But Intel gave us a breather. They're like, yo, let's dilute the government. What do you guys say? Liputan says no, but all the liberals say yes. Let's do it. Actually, we're still doing pretty well. Oh, we have more though. But yeah, we're still doing good. Damn, bro, we lost $1,000. That's a lot of money on this account, son. We still beating the market, but now that fucking Russell, dude. Do I have an air purifier? I do. I'm a big fan of air purifiers. Yeah, all the credit card companies. Now, yeah, MA is a little bit more vertical. It's less. AXP and Visa were mentioned in the article, but then credit card companies, and then that's it. Do you want to sell Intel? Well, we're doing a special offer here at Stock Market Live, you know, given the demand and stuff. So I could offer you about 75% below spot price. We're going to start, if you would like to sell Intel, I could offer you 75% below spot, and I could give you cash right now if you're willing. Otherwise, you got to take that up with your broker. I don't know why you would do this deal, but you know, I feel like I want to try to operate like a gold dealer. So if you 75% below spot is the best I could do. We're not willing to take that risk there with everything going on. I need a thumbprint and ID, please, if you would like to move forward. You saw the Lucids? No. My girlfriend called me a hater because I hate Lucids, bro. Every time I see them, they look disgusting. I saw the new SUV. It looked like a weird electric hearse, and I get pissed off. I saw the Honda one, you know, the Honda Sony. I'm just mad they make these cars like why are they all EVs, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they have to be EVs? TSQ, not a single mention. There's been a couple of these today. They're just like random ass small caps that have gone up. I don't see any headline on that one. FDA, CPICs. I'm seeing if there's any random poppers. They just got an FDA approval. Hewlett Packard strategic collaboration with 2 Degrees. They're pumping the core weave shit again. But yeah, I don't see anything on that TQ whatever. Hey man, I told you guys that Lucids were dog shit before the hype died down. I'm just ahead of my time, bro. I told you, why would you buy that Lincoln Town Car ass shit for $150,000? That was just a weird time in life. That's why anybody who bought an expensive ass EV, that was like a weird like flex on you. They just wanted to flex on you in a very odd manner. I even hate the electric G-Wagons. I think that's the stupidest shit I've ever witnessed in my life. I see them and I just shake my head. One drove by me the other day. It made zero noise. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's so stupid, bro. But the Lucid was just ugly. It wasn't even like a Cybertruck ugly. At least the Cybertruck knew it was ugly. Cybertruck like them Gucci models with the big gap teeth like me. And it's like, hello. You like know it's ugly and beautiful at the same time. But like it wasn't trying to masquerade like it wasn't. Trump, Iran wants a deal. The situation in flux. Axios. Yeah, it was terrible, dog. Nah, people were tripping on y'all. They wanted to let you know that they were environmentally conscious, but they also wanted to spend $200,000. It's kind of funny, bro. If you like think about human behavior in nature, it was probably one of the funniest things ever. Like you could kind of tell who didn't think for themselves based on how much they spent on their EV. And then if they started buying these crazy EVs, it's like, no one likes that. What do you mean? How did you damn well, you fell for that? That's crazy. So yeah, but I'm a hater. I'm a hater when it comes to Lucid. I think they're the stupidest pieces of shit I've ever witnessed. But hey, you know, to each his own. Visa, there was a Barron's article. All the other credit card companies started moving, and then their Barron article with AXP and them. Well, yeah, I told you guys that, though, too, back in the day. I gave you guys the game plan on all the EVs. You were supposed to lease them if you wanted the cheap lease. Otherwise, I told you, just get them a couple years old. You'll get a best deal, bro. You will get the best deal in the world. Like, dude, you could get those Porsche Taycans for like 40 grand. That's the coolest one. I think a Porsche Taycan is the coolest looking EV, but I still would never buy one of those. But those used to go for like $150, and you could get one for like $40,000 now. Lucid is the Saturn of EV. Damn. Kinda. I saw a Saturn the other day. I was kind of impressed. I was like, damn, that's dope. Officials say list of countries joining the Board of Peace is now at 25. Yeah, the Fiskars were at least affordable. Like, not the like crazy. The first Fiskars were really dope. But the like ocean one, they were like cheap. They weren't like expensive. But yeah, the expensive EVs are ridiculous. Because again, if I told you all of this, I told you guys this, and it was very unpopular. I was telling this to people in 21 and 22, and people would get offended. Because I was like, hey guys, I would not buy an EV if you don't want to lose money. But people wanted to lose money, and that's okay. It happens. But essentially, you if you wanted an EV really bad, you just wait for it to go down in value, and then you will be good to go. Yes, I do have a Cybertruck, 100%, because it's ugly, and I knew it was ugly, and I didn't buy it because I thought it wasn't ugly, and then I knew it was gonna plummet in value, no matter what. So yeah, I all of this I'm very well aware. That's I have 3 Teslas. The only thing I'd ever buy is a Tesla. That's it. Teslas are the only EV that you buy them. You still wait. You could wait and get them really cheap. Or if you really want the brand new one like the Cybertruck, but now the Cybertruck's old. But the Cybertruck was a good write-off in marketing. But that only worked for if you got it the first month or 2. That shit was hot, bro. You know, it still is, actually. You get a couple of, but not the same as when it first came out. People used to take pictures in front of it. That's how ugly it was. But like, I wasn't like, this is the nicest car in the world. This is the pinnacle of luxury. I'm gonna spend $200,000. Get repack Leaf for under 8K. Dude, the Nissan Leaf goes hard. That was the OG one. Yeah, used Model X's are great. You could get a really, really nice one for cheap. Oh yeah, I remember what happened to that? That was last year. Remember that brief stint of people fucking assaulting Teslas? Then now it's led to people getting shot, protesting law enforcement, trying to deport people. We can't say we're surprised. I forgot about that. You've seen people take an old Nissan Leaf, extract the battery, and use it for a house power wall? No way. That sounds kind of dope. The Hummer EV looks cool, but it's a fucking EV. Those used to go for $250,000. There was like a 6-month stint of people buying Hummer EVs for $250,000. Yeah. But then again, Lambos are going crazy too, but the EVs are just terrible, dude. That one was foreseeable. I would always explain it like an iPhone. Like buying an EV is like buying an iPhone. That's what people don't get. Like it's cool when it first comes out, but then like it's a battery, it's a screen. You're buying an iPhone on wheels. It's gonna, like, you don't use your old iPhones. Like you keep them in a desk. You remember I tell you that? It's tech. It's a electronic toaster. It's amazing. You use Lease Hacker for a 2026 Tacoma? Nice. You probably got a good deal, huh? I've seen those, bro. I was seeing $200, $300 Tacomas. Tell me why. Healthcare killed it today. Yeah, UMP, Visa chilled out. That started going up too around the same time. He was bear spraying old ladies. Are you talking about the guy in Minneapolis? He was not a coward. Well, hey man, if you think it's good to lose your life to protest, law enforcement, by all means. But I do think that some people should stay safe out there, and you could advocate change in many other ways. But bringing a gun to a protest is not really that doesn't really. I'm not like that's super courageous, if that makes any sense. But it's sad to watch somebody die. You don't like that, but like I've also kind of said, I would never bring a firearm, or anytime I've ever had a firearm, I try to avoid people. It's kind of one of those things, but everybody views life and self-preservation a little different. So, I mean, that's up to you, but courageous on, my friend, courageous on. Nike to cut 775 employees. And then Pfizer again, that started running earlier. Yeah, all the healthcare is going up. Analogous, Insignia. Last company that did like firing of people, it went down. Who was that? Somebody this morning, and then silver and gold all dropping. Damn, bro. It's fun while it lasted. And then the Pfizer. When's Pfizer's ex-dividend? Get ready. Kimberly earnings tomorrow morning. Oh, you just missed Pfizer's ex-dividend. Boo. Nike's a falling knife. Feel you should buy a stock at all-time highs. That might be a better strategy for some. You don't get it. You don't have to get it. It's okay. Like I said, I just think some people, because I've had people tell me and they'd be like, I'm worried and I'm scared of law enforcement. And we felt that way too at other times. I mean, you know, depending on your background and the other times in the world, I would just advise you to not be foolish around, or don't bring a gun to law. I don't know any other way to explain it. Like I said it the other day, bro. Never in my life would I ever take a whistle, stand in front of cops or law enforcement and try to get in their way. And then now add a weapon into that mix. I mean, it just, again, and then fortunately it was a weapon that is known to discharge on its own, which I think makes this story a lot sadder. But I mean, that's, you should know you cannot. I mean, again, it sucks. I think it's all just very heartbreaking, but I just could not for the life of me fathom ever doing that, let alone if any of you ever came to me, even my own sister, when she said, are you going to find me if ICE takes me? That's what she asked me. I said, baby girl, why is ICE gonna take you? And then she said, if they try to take one of my patients, I'm gonna not let them. And I said, unfortunately, I don't think I would be able to help you. And if I were you, I would probably just, I prefer self-preservation. I would stay out of those situations personally. I know I'm an asshole. I don't, but like, if you were, I think I would act differently if it was in front of my face and it was my family, if that makes any sense. But I'm not going, but then again, like, you know, the elephant in the room, there is ice everywhere right now, including the storm. But why is it only happening in one place? Ironically, the place that has been accused of massive amounts of fraud and other dog shit. But it's like, well, this is only happening in one location where people are being fucking advocated and told to, like, yo, bring a whistle, bring a gun. It's like, what is this? It was a SIG, yeah. That's why it discharged on its own. I think that's why it's sad. I don't think the guy shot it, but he got into an altercation with a gun that literally, like, is known to automatically discharge by mistake. And that just, I mean, what do you think is going to happen? Again, these are, any gun owner, you are expected to do certain things if you are carrying a weapon, and it's not unfortunately to get involved in those situations. I agree, bro. No disrespect to the police, but I do try to avoid them. Like, I don't know any other way to put it, dog. Yeah, I feel if I'm like, okay, guys, that's cool. I love y'all. Thank you for your service. I'll be over here, man. I'll be over here. It is, knowing your firearm is part of that responsibility. And again, too, like, if you were going there to protest, I mean, no one's going to attack you unprovoked. Unfortunately, you got to find that. Well, yeah, there's a lot of agents in Minnesota because the governor and mayor are telling people to, I sat here for several years with people who say January 6th, inciting violence, January 6th, inciting violence. And you have the mayor and the governor telling people to become a nuisance and resist and do this in a way. And it's making people's jobs very difficult. And it keeps leading to all of these problems. It did not discharge. What are you saying? Go watch the video. One gun went off and then they shot him. I believe that the gun accidentally discharged. Do you know what a discharge means, sir? But I think he was possessing a gun, and while they were trying to wrangle him, or even when they took the gun away, it accidentally went off. Then that gun is known to do that. That SIG is known to actually do that. And I think it spooked everybody because a gun just went off. And then, of course, they reacted. So it's again, just like the other one. The girl almost runs him over. It's like all of these tragedy scenarios involving imminent danger and people getting both involved in these situations and then panicked. So, yeah, I saw multiple videos with a gun going off. But I don't think he pulled it himself. That's, again, why it's kind of sad. So, yeah, but there's videos where one gunshot goes off before they shoot him. He said that girl actually hit him with her car. Hey, man, everybody saw different things, surprisingly, but it just goes back. Again, I don't know why I know why it's only happening in one place, but it's just like, I personally, I'm not used to these situations. I don't know how to explain it, of just literally taking fucking whistles and getting in the way of law enforcement. That's just not a good idea. And for you, again, if you really want to protest something, you probably shouldn't bring a weapon. And you probably shouldn't obstruct justice. That's unfortunately, you don't get to veto what is considered justice. Again, people disagreed with vaccines and shit. That didn't give them the right to go and fucking get in the way of people doing their job and trying to do other stuff. So again, it's all sad. I think it is, man. Yeah, the SIG is if you have one of those, be very careful. Be careful if you take it in public, and do not protest. I don't think you need a gun to protest unless you are trying to. I don't know, man. Do whatever you like. Yeah. That's crazy. Josh, are you Jewish? Sir, how does that apply to this conversation? But no, I'm not Jewish. I believe in Jesus. Do you know where I stand on the totem pole of all these beliefs? Go ask a Muslim. Go ask a Jewish person, an atheist. I'm on the world's hated team, dog. But yeah, I'm not Jewish. I look like I am, though, if you ever met me. But that's just because of I don't know if it's my hair or my other Middle Eastern features, but yeah, that's why you guys know I rep Jesus Christ. That should tell you how I feel about everybody and everything. Well, it's sad, but I just hope, Chad, any of you, okay? Any of you guys, just fucking run away. Haven't I always told y'all, man, to just run away. You know, it's very, very, very simple. Just run away. I'm very intelligent regarding the financial markets, but my views make you ignorant. No, I just think for my own, and I get more information than all of you. So I believe what I believe, based off of objective evidence. And that's it. And at the same time, I'm not going to, you guys are arguing about step 4 and 5. It's simple. You do not get in front of a police officer or law enforcement doing their job. It's very simple. And if you have a weapon and something happens by accident or not, dude, how many people, you know how many people have stopped a mass shooting with their own weapon carrying legally and they still got shot? You guys, this is just basic 101. So you might be calling me ignorant, but I think you might be young. Or you may not understand the real world of reality, because that's just how it is. But at the same time, I mean, I'm not swayed by influence. I'm not swayed by anybody. I've been everything. People call me dumb. People call me a Trumper, a non-Trumper, this, that. I've been called a Jew. I've been called a Muslim, a traitor to Muslim. I've been called all of it. So unfortunately, at this point, I just go with whatever I believe in. What I try to go for the most objective stance. And unfortunately, just like I'm saying, and I've speaking to so many people, especially here, I would tell you to get in the, yes, you should run away, but if a cop is standing in front of you, do not run away in your vehicle. Okay, maybe that's a better way to put it. What the fuck? So yeah, man, hey, listen, if that is what you believe is a good way to do it, by all means, but you might have sympathy of others, but I think your life is more important. I think you could preserve yourself in a better way. I don't like giving the government power, and I hate how this is leading to this is fucking martial law type of situation where, I don't think the streets should be roamed with military and other stuff like that. I don't believe in that. But unfortunately, I can't sit here and be like, yeah, people fucking getting in the way and trying to get killed is the way to fix it. Let alone, and if you do believe that, by all means, I mean, I'll do whatever you want, like I'm saying. But if you would actually be like, yo, Josh, what should I do? I say, stay alive, big dog. Just stay alive and just understand people are crazy. Yo, GSK with a bigger pop. That's 10-minute rig, but watch GSK and Pfizer, because that Pfizer's already going up. Yeah, I never said law enforcement was correct, motherfucker. That's just not how the law works in justice. So advocating justice while it's happening, you're more likely to get killed. Have you not what do you do? Dog, I've told this to everybody, and I said this years ago, and people still got mad at me. You know what I do when a cop comes I say, yes, sir. Okay. Yes, okay. Oh, maybe I was. Oh, no, I don't know. Okay, sorry. Okay, my bad. You don't escalate scenarios. What the fuck are you guys saying? It's very simple. I would not advocate anybody. I wouldn't tell my nephew to do that. If I had a child, I wouldn't tell him to do that. I know people are wrong, racist, rude, bigoted, all of these things. And if you truly understood that, you would know again, I've got my cars. I've had cops do crazy shit. I've even, growing up, I've seen some other fucked up shit. You never try to stand there, and you're more likely to escalate a situation and get fucked up. And then real justice, you would be going after it afterwards. You should document it as they were. You could videotape it. Again, you do not escalate a situation physically. It's just very simple. That's why it's not really, I don't think it's that hard of a concept, you guys. I just think it's, don't get radicalized for somebody's cause, because you're going to get shot. That's just, again, they've been shooting people since the 70s and shit, bro. This ain't even like a new thing. None of this is new, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's all it is, man. Well, you got 8 more minutes. It's okay. So stay alive in the market. Stay alive in IRL. You'll be good, bro. Yes, exactly. You gave me a ticket. Thank you. Okay, I gotta go. I will appeal it. We could talk about it after. If you know your rights, well, that's the thing. If you really believe somebody is violating your rights, you don't want to escalate that scenario. I would document it and document it truly peacefully, and unfortunately your remedy is going to come afterwards. And it's humiliating and it's a lot of other things, but it will keep you safe and it will keep others safe, and that is what justice is. The whole fact of rule of law and people willing to follow it. And then sadly, sometimes that doesn't even happen. And that is the risk you take. But at the very least, it's better than, again, putting people in harm's way, both yourself and others around there. But, maybe that's just a really ignorant take, I don't know, man. I don't know, but hey, I'm lived long enough to lose my hairline, and I have encountered some situations, so praise God. So, I don't know, man. That sounds really dumb. What do you mean? You should do it now. You should advocate in the midst of it. You should fight for your rights with a firearm in the moment. Yes. Why? I don't want to. I want to go home. Hey, man, I let y'all get it out today. I said, free yourselves. Get it out, man. Damn, little dump at the end. All right, man. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, still locked in, baby. There's not anything. That's it. Just get ready for the morning. Get ready for whatever Trump says after the bell. And then we'll get a couple of the staples, depending on the reaction from KMB and a couple of others. You'll get a little bit of movement. And then tomorrow will all be about the front run for some earnings. You seem to have forgotten. No, man, I just don't want people to die being dumb. I think it's super legit, dude. You're right. You could, there will be change, but it's not going to happen in the middle of it while you have a gun. Do you understand that, Ronnie? I don't know if you're, it's okay, man, but at the same time, it's not going to be in the moment, sir. Afterwards, and real justice and real change. Yeah, it occurs. These things all lead to stuff. There she blows. We're back to VWAP. I mean, every day though, every VWAP has been bought up, or every point of this day. But we'll see. It's not bad. You're 20 points off the high. And VIX up. Remember it went up on Friday? Right before a Starmer. UK won't be forced to choose between US and China. China. It was the pop and lock. Well, Chad, wrap it up. You got about 2 minutes. In a little bit, you might want to drop your GGs. You might get an adjusted GG in there. Let it ride, son. Oh, I got that ready for you, son. Got that ready for you. Yeah, man. Everyone's entitled to pick their... You know who I think is a hero? I think Charlie Kirk is a hero. I don't know if you guys want to hear this right now, but... you know, if we're talking about heroes who got shot and, you know, we all have different takes, well, I feel like we forgot about Charlie Kirk pretty often. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know where Candace fits into this, but... Oh, hell no! The fucking what? So, yeah, man, everybody has their own opinion. You're entitled to yours. Yeah, you should drop your GGs now. You agree, right? Amen, bro. Amen. So, Chad, Rapparooney, not much time. Earnings is on the way. But a pretty good day. I mean, market did decent. No drama. Remember, last 2 weeks we started the week off with drama. But 7 hours is already there. And now... you only have 1 minute! Go, 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 go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to wrap it up. Bring it home. Finalize those plays. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Shares, options, futures. Chadadonia. You got to wrap it up. Are you going to play Kimberly Clark earnings? You got to wrap it up. You got to decide. You got to decide. You got to do it, man. So you better wrap it up. Make your mind up. I will see you guys in the morning. Some of us we're going to start a little later tomorrow morning. So, and enjoy it. The chat's going to be a little different. So I hope you enjoyed today. But either way, man, it's 3, 2, 1. Ding 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 ding. Horn Chadadonia. You better drop those GGs. We need those GGs, dog. Look at all that G. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Let's go, baby. It don't matter if you made money or lost money. If you stayed alive or got... Oh, no, okay. Too soon? GG, baby, and God bless you all. I hope you had a good day. I hope you're ready for the rest of the year. I hope you survive in every sense of the word, baby. But that is our day, man. Thank you to the members. Thank you to the locked in. Thank you to the non-members who did not add disruption and who followed along with understanding, baby. And get ready for the Fed as well and a lot more. But that's it, baby. That's all we got. We're back on a Monday. A full week. That's what I'm talking about, Chad. Thank you. God bless you, bro. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you finish the rest of your day out good. I hope you finish. You know, January's already over. Go look at the calendar, bro. Go look at the calendar. It's time, baby. It's time. And God bless you, baby. Finger to the sky. The Lord is with you. I need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me. Let's talk. Serving the side of the Lord. I might let it ride. You did it, baby. God bless you. Enjoy your day, man. Go, baby.
If a humble man tell you to be humble, he a narcissist. Tell that to, the, arsonist, the pharmacist. I wonder about the Stalinist, the Darwinist. I must insist.
Just get ready, bro.
Things
It's
that
gonna
we up
speed
against,
up.
don't play defense.
It's gonna get
So
fast
next time
whenever
that
you
take
least
offense,
expect
my
it.
boundary just
You gonna
another
look back
fence.
at it.
Don't forget, remember this. Already lost everything. Don't tell me about a fucking risk. I'm humble, but I'm powerful. But I don't have to tell you this. Are moments that you can't forget. So if I'm fake, come and get me now. It's not a big head, I just know the size of the crown. You watched a lot of porn. Does it look like I'm fucking around? You didn't like me then, I didn't hope that you would like me now. You want peace, I want it too. You want war, I got a crew. But I won't lie, dog, I only need a few. So tell me what you really wanna do. Man, I swear I'm just like you. Cause the tongue brings life, but it brings death too. Please just move. Good advice is never taken by a fool. I took a look at life like a mechanic look at tubes. Cheap, fast, and quality, could only pick two. Mannequin, I'm rude, but in a panic, in a feud. Would you want it on your team, or do you want it against you? The humble made me hungry, I will eat any food. Humble made me better, fake humble made me confused. The truth is that there is a real humility typical of our time. But it so happens that it's practically a more poisonous humility than the wildest prostrations of the ascetic. The old humility was a spur that prevented a man from stopping, not a nail in his boots that prevented him from going on. For the old humility made a man doubtful about his efforts, which might make him work harder. But the new humility makes a man doubtful about his aims, which will make him stop working altogether.
Oh.
2020, baby. Yeah. Got the color, got the put. I can make the money both ways, always.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Listen, guys, I ain't trying to bother y'all, but I love y'all. You guys have a good day. Enjoy it. So again, tomorrow we're gonna start a little later. So I'll see you guys at 6:30, and then yeah, your chat is gonna be locked down or locked. You'll have the locked in too, but either way, you guys enjoy your time. What is this? Trump CMS rules for Medicare Advantage. That's coming out. Oh, all the health. Come on, healthcare is doing good. Yeah, CVS. Oh, they're getting clobbered. Habibi. Oh, yeah. They all just got knocked right there. Proposes flat rates for Medicare Advantage. Advantage rate proposal falls short of Wall Street expectations, ending payments tied to certain medical chart reviews, and changes to ensure billing practices that draw scrutiny. Damn, right before, bro. That's amazing. That's amazing. They're dancing around, but someone just took 7-8%. But Chad, God bless you. Let's have a good rest of the week. Be locked in and loaded. Oh, UNH in the morning too. Oh, that one was looking good too, bro. Little scammers. So we'll see though. That's gonna probably get in the way of all their guidance. But that is all that I have. I'm gonna try to hit the gym today. I'm gonna go take a walk, and we'll see. But we should have a watch list tonight. So if you're on the locked in, I'll see you guys there. And be at peace, man, and stay alive. I love you all. I care about you. So just stay alive, man, and get a long term. But I don't think you all live in different places. So I think it's only like a local community thing. But either way, man, be easy. Be rested up, man. Be blessed. Get rest. You know what I'm saying? It's good for you. Stay safe out there. Don't get too cold. You know, stay safe from the weather. A different type of ice. But otherwise, you protect yourself from both. I think you'll be fine. And again, stay out of trouble, man. But the Lord is with you. I appreciate your time. Thank you for all of those who have actually held it down, man. God bless you, and I hope if I can resonate with you, man, I hope it resonates into real value. I hope it resonates into real long-term decisions, man. You know, I think it's gonna be good. It would have been good, baby. So God bless you all. Thank you for your time. Finger to the sky. To God be the glory, and through the grace of God alone. Go read the books, Richest Man, all that, but then go check out that C.S. Lewis book. What is it called? The Other Side. How do I keep forgetting it? The Other Side of the Planet. What's it called? Hold on. Out of the Silent Planet. You should read it, bro. Let me know. Let me know. I read it in like half a day, bro. It was good, bro. I don't know when last time you read a book. It's good. So it was different. I haven't read a fiction book in so long, dude. Fiction kind of goes hard, dude. I mean, I've been on CNN and shit, but like a different type of fiction. You know what I'm saying? But Chad, God bless you. I'll see you in the morning. And peace.
I said, let's go. Oh, baby, come on. How you gonna do this shit right now? I told you don't shoot nobody. First thing you do when we walk this motherfucker is shoot somebody. Cause that's what I do. I kill motherfuckers. You know that?
Praise God. You don't like my God, but that's the only thing that's stopping me. I only know his laws, I do not obey monopolies. Point them to the Father, I do not care if you copy me. But if you hurt the little ones, then we got a problem, G. Problem is, it's not with me. Rewind this track back, then maybe y'all gon' see. Think I'm wasting energy? Dog, I'm saving destiny. I'd say give it a rest, but they wicked, dog, that's the thing. Jealousy ain't take you far, and that's the truth, it's not a bar. Got a lot to prove, it's not about you, it's more about you and God. I let this shit go on and on, I'll say his name all day, and when I'm done, I'll go and make a sign. Sunny side, or you get scrambled how you want the morning. How you use your time is more about what you do with boredom. Maybe they lie, but summertime, not when you get the harvest. Done this many times, and every time I thank the Father. Told me not to say his name, I only said it harder. They at the barbershop, asking if I know a barber. That's the type I never like, even in bikini bottoms. Say you want a better life, then I should see you often. Yup. I should see you never. Every day you getting better. Family first and get the cheddar. God above all, in case you acting first, don't make me stutter. What the long term do has everything to do with better. That's fashionable, let's keep it all objective. Are you an animal? Keep on acting reckless. I'm direct, cause it's literally direction. We got rich, literally off instructions. They're critics, but never done construction. Okay, I'm ridiculous, but come on, that was funny. Awareness getting scary, and I'm variously funnier. The money is my cunning, but I had it for it's coming. Huh? I just gave you that to study. Wake up in the money, cannot shape me or disrupt me. Praying in my study, why you think I'm always lucky? Utilize my mind for these rhymes and becoming. Destiny is time, and the time is always running. Clock ain't asking for a break, so do not be a dummy. You didn't bring a plate, I do not believe you're hungry. Just because you're late, that doesn't mean you'll rush me. A lot of people hate, and a lot have tried to shush me. That's great, I'll demonstrate. My mouth is still running. I'm telling you and showing you, the hate is doing nothing. Credibility and Charlie dead, there is no discussion. You can say the right words, we will not trust them. Truly is a turning point, turn from the destruction. I don't think they're clocking it, behavior is disgusting. Lord, give me faith, we already